Hello, and welcome to Let's Make a Top-Down Shooter. This video is about applying a burning damage effect through the gameplay queue system. And a special thanks to all my supporters. Your support is what makes this worth doing. And we're going to start by creating the particle system. So we're going to right-click, go to Niagara System. We're going to choose the first option from selected emitters. I'm going to choose empty. You can click here or double-click. Either way, adds it down there. Hit finish. I call this ns_burning. Open that up. First, we're going to add a spawn rate. So under emitter update, you can just choose spawn rate here. We're just going to set this to 20. In our particle spawn initialize particle, I'm going to set this lifetime to 0.5 and color mode to random range. I want red and somewhere around orange or yellow. In the sprite renderer, I'm going to choose, and this is in the starter content, fire. This is material fire sub UV. So you can see there that it's a sprite sheet animation, which means we need to add in our particle update, just to search for sub UV. And here we want to choose the sprite renderer. And then we need to set the frames. Actually, I need to go back to the sprite renderer, go down to sub UV, and select 6 and 6 because it's 6 and 6. So in here we want our end frame because 6 times 6 is 36, minus 1 because it starts at 0, it's 35. Now they're all being spawned in one location, so we want in particle spawn add a shape location, which is just a sphere. We do not want it that large, so we'll knock that down to 20. All right, that looks good. Next, we're going to create our actual gameplay effect. So in here, we can create that. As a gameplay effect, we will call GE_burning. This will be a duration-based effect. We want it to last 5 seconds, and I'm just going to throw a period of 0.5. This will be modifying in damage, and we'll be adding 2. So that effectively does 20 damage over 5 seconds. Since we're applying damage and the target may have a shield, we want to also add a shield suppression, which is target tag gameplay effect. We saw this in the shield suppress GE, which we can't use directly, although I'll show why that is. So shield suppression is just working by we're adding regen suppress to the shield. And there may be a way to do this, but I am not sure what it is. But if you were to add a component for additional effects gameplay effect, in here you have on application gameplay, was that applied? So these are the 3 complete ones. This is when it's applied, but the problem is this is a periodic effect, so it would only be applied at the beginning, and that would not be useful. It would also, it actually gives us an error too. So if I was to throw our shield suppress in here and compile, there you go. It's saying that the G will only be applied once. So we will get rid of this one down here. Lastly, the GE here is also adding the queue. So under gameplay queues, we need to add an entry. It has a attribute, but we don't care about that. We just want it for the tag. So all gameplay queues need to have gameplay queue as their the start of their tag name. And then we'll just put burning. Add that to the INI, select it. It should be all good. Lastly, we'll create the actual gameplay queue, and we do that by creating a blueprint class. This will be gameplay queue notify underscore actor. We'll just call this GCN burning. Now we're going to select auto destroy on remove and auto attach to owner. This is important because as a particle system, it'll just be left in the air if it's not attached. And we of course want our gameplay tag selected as well. We're going to add a Niagara particle system component. And here we will just select NS burning. Now it'd be nice if that was all that was needed. However, there is a long-standing issue which we're going to resolve with a workaround that is not perfect. But for that, we're going to go and override on active. We're going to get our system and call reset. So we're doing this because when the effect is applied a second time, it doesn't show up. So by doing this, that does force it to show up. But again, there are some issues. Apparently, it's been fixed in version 5.4. So for those using that, then all good. But until then, we're gonna use this. All right. So lastly, we need a way to apply it. So for now, we're just going to go in our third-person character. We're going to remove jump from a previous, or the destroy actor from jump from a previous video, since that was applied to running out of health. Just pop this up here. All right, so similarly though, I'm going to use our IA primary ability. By default, that was just set to the Q button. When we hit that button, we are going to, first I want to get our ability system component, call apply gameplay effect to self. So hit Q and this will just apply burning. And hit Q. You can see the fire effect there. You can see the damage happening over here. And you can see that suppression is working, except as soon as the damage effect expires, the suppression stops and it starts regenerating right away. So it's a little different than from taking damage directly. I'll just show, so taking damage, the fire is on there. Another related issue to reapplying is that when you reapply it, the particle system was back where it was for that first little bit. Again, hopefully that part is also fixed in 5.4, but it has to do with the auto attach, effectively waiting for a delay on the looping of the spawning, sort of. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video and would like to see more, you know what to do. And if you would like to support this channel or just want to download the project files, you can do so through my Patreon linked below.